A canon event that every single man has to go through is getting too emotionally attached to a woman. I don't care what age you currently are. You could be 15, 25, 35. You will experience this. You will have to learn this lesson. And it's a very important lesson that every man must go through. And to be honest with you, you're going to have to learn this lesson more than once. I'm going to be real with y'all because there's going to be different situations. You're going to meet different females that have your heart or gain access to you in different ways. I've been through this. I'm going to be honest. I've been through this 3 times. I'm going to be real with y'all. I've been through this 3 times and it sucks. I'm going to be 100%. It sucks, bro. Because it's like women, man, like people, like women like to say men run a good game, but women run an even better game because women understand and they know when they got you emotionally. And that's the fucked up part about it is that you don't want to be too vulnerable, but at the same time, you don't want to be too nonchalant. So you kind of have to be in the middle in a sense. And it really just depends on the type of woman that you have, because some women, they'll let you be vulnerable with them. But at the end of the day, it still can kind of backfire on you because let's say y'all end up breaking up and then she end up exposing your business or talking behind your back to people, or she end up using it against you. Let's say something bad happened in the relationship and she ends up using your vulnerability that you exposed to her right back to you. And it's like, it could get pretty bad, man. And I feel like it's really important for you to go through this while you're young so that you're able to learn. And so that while you're growing, you're older, you're able to find yourself. Because I'm going to be real. A heartbreak really will show a man. It will really make you. It will either make you or break you. I'm going to be honest with you. Because there's either 2 pathways. No, I ain't going to say 2 pathways. But there's a few paths you can take after a breakup or after a heartbreak. You can either be down and out, be depressed, bed rot, and just say fuck life and just go downhill. You can either say fuck it and just go get a lot of different other girls and just go have a lot of meaningless sex. Or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna let that shit pass. It is what it is. It hurt. But I'm gonna level up from this. I'm gonna be a better version of myself. Not just for her, but just for me. And that's another thing too. You can't necessarily seek revenge when something like this happens because it can make you look corny. It can make you look goofy by trying to go talk to different girls immediately after the breakup, or you downloading dating apps to try to fill that void. But I'm gonna be honest, bro, that's not the route that you want to take. That's not the route you want to take. The best route is to just focus on you and just level up and just become a better version of yourself. But another reason why you really don't want to get too emotionally attached, bro, is because women, like I said, women run a great game. They're able to hold your heart on the string and play with that shit. Again, every woman, you see this all the time if you're on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be. You see, oh, men are so nonchalant. Men aren't romantic. Men aren't that and the third. And the next thing, when you act that way, when you're not nonchalant and you being romantic and you expressing your feelings and you being vulnerable, they use that shit against you, bro. And that's why I honestly feel like it's best to just not necessarily play the sidelines, but show vulnerability, but in certain situations. And not necessarily vulnerability to the point where you might look back and regret it. Because again, once you get too emotionally attached and she telling you that she love you, and again, because if you're a man, you obviously you know how healing a woman's energy can be. Women don't understand. Some women understand it, but women don't understand how healing just being around a woman can be. That's why men, when we get around our women, we immediately go to sleep. It could be like, let's say you had a long day at work. You might get around your woman. Y'all might have planned a movie night or whatever the case might be. 1 hour into the movie, you already knocked out because y'all cuddling, because of how healing her energy can be. And so I'm not telling you to just fall back, but I'm telling you to just be careful, bro. Remember that she's not yours. Remember that it's just your turn. I know y'all probably hear this all the time, but I'm gonna be honest. Even me telling you this, you might not have never went through a heartbreak and you might be thinking, oh man, I ain't never gonna go through that. I promise you, bro, you will. I thought the same exact thing. I thought that, man, I ain't gonna go through that shit, man. I'm gonna be 10 toes. I'm gonna stand on business until you get into that situation where you with a woman for a year or two and then you, damn, I'm hooked on this woman. Fuck, like I love her. I don't want to be without her. And then shit happens, whether y'all break up, somebody cheat, or somebody y'all just move apart from each other. And then you, damn, but I love this woman. Damn, fuck. And now you fucked up emotionally because you got too attached. And that's the scary part about falling in love with somebody, is that shit like that can't happen. And that's why I honestly feel like you shouldn't show feelings, show her that you love her, but don't always keep that in the back of your mind and always stay grounded to the point of you don't need her. You just want her. You don't need to have her or need her around you. You want to have her. You want her to be around you, in a sense. And so another thing too is you will get into a relationship, especially this happens a lot in toxic relationships where y'all fighting and then y'all fucking. That literally happens a lot, bro, especially in the Black community. You will be in a relationship with a woman and then y'all be cool in the beginning, and then a year or two go on, or 6 months to a year go down the line, and then this is where y'all get more comfortable with each other, and then y'all start being lackadaisical, and then things happen, and then y'all arguing, and then y'all having sex, and y'all arguing, y'all having sex, y'all making up, telling each other, oh, everything gonna be okay, baby, it's that and the third, and I be tripping sometime, baby, or oh, I love you, and I don't mean this and that and the third, and then next thing y'all back to the same thing over and over again, and the cycle just continues. And it also can happen too, especially if you've been in a toxic relationship, and then you meet a woman that's not toxic. They remind you of you, and y'all both are optimistic, and y'all not necessarily arguing. Y'all all lovey-dovey together, y'all going on dates, and you've learned from your past mistakes, and you're like, man, this is definitely the one right here. So then what ends up happening is you get attached even more, and you're like, oh man, she definitely the one. This girl is it right here. You telling your homeboys about her. Man, I met this girl, man, she ain't like old girl, man. She ain't toxic or none of that. She go to school, she just that and the third, work, she got her own place, she got a, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you just feel like, man, I upgraded. And the next thing you know, that shit just ends because you feel like, dang, you know, you telling her, y'all talking to each other, y'all having conversations and shit. Man, I'm gonna marry you. I want to have kids with you, this, that, and the third. And this is how it always goes, man. It's just crazy. And I feel like everybody just has to go through it again. What I'm telling you right now is gonna sound like, man, I'm not gonna ever hit. This ain't gonna never hit. You might be a young nigga right now, 15, 16, 14, whatever the case might be. You might even be 18 or 19. Man, I'm never gonna go through that. I ain't gonna fall for that. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna happen, bro. Every man, it's inevitable, my nigga. What Thanos say? I'm inevitable. My bad. Excuse my fuck up in my speech, but I'm inevitable, my nigga. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I promise you, bro. It might seem like I'm that nigga. I ain't finna do this in the third. Now, if you wanna fuck around, you can do that, but I'm telling you, bro, you gonna get your heart broken, bro. As a man, it has to happen. It's just like a canon event. It's just like a unskippable mission that God put in our place to say, this is going to happen, whether you like it or not. Eventually, you're going to have to get your heart broken because you're going to have to learn how to not be attached emotionally. Again, that don't mean you don't show her love. That don't mean you don't show her loyalty. That don't mean you don't show her respect. That don't mean you don't buy her flowers and take her on dates. That just means don't get too attached. Remember that she's not yours. It's just your turn, bro. Because I promise you, the moment that you get attached, my nigga, the relationship just turns upside down, because now you knocked off of your purpose. Now you putting her over your purpose. Now you missing days at the gym. Now you ain't dialed in on your diet. You eating out a lot more. Now you sleeping a lot more, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you know what I mean? You ain't focused on your other activities, on your hobbies. You know, you're not necessarily trying to go further in your career. You're not too focused on your career. You just passing along life because you hella comfortable, because you got this girl that love you and that make you happy. And the thing is, you might even be happy without her, but it's like adding her to your life, just putting an extra boost into your life, where it's just more and more happiness, more and more dopamine, more and more you thinking about your future, and you like, man, you know what I mean? This girl, I love her. You might even start becoming a better version of yourself because of her. I've had this happen before too, where I've been in a relationship with a woman and I was like, man, she made me want to turn up even more. She made me want to grind even more. And then it's like, you lose her or she leave you or whatever the case might be. And then you just like, damn, bro, fuck. Like, I really thought that she was the one. Especially if she like a low-key girl, my nigga. Then like none of your homeboys follow her on Instagram or some shit. She ain't posting too much. She low-key. And then you lose somebody like that. Or you ain't not even necessarily fumble her, but shit just happens. And it's just like, damn, what the fuck, bro? How the hell did I lose her? And that shit just be on your mind. And then it's like now you thinking about her every day. Now you thinking about her for months and months and months. And the relationship ended 6 months ago and you still thinking about her. Damn, fuck, I lost her. And it's like, bro, it's real like that. That's why you never want to get too emotionally attached. You never want to get too emotionally attached, bro, because it will come to bite you in the ass, because everything has to end. I promise you, it's going to end. Again, it's couples, it's relationships out there that are lasting, but I'm telling you, for the most part, especially if you're young, that shit is going to end. I ain't like that high school sweetheart shit. That shit don't really last too long. I seen it time and time again, and it's just like, damn. But it's something that we got to go through, because it's what help us become stronger. It's what help us. It's what build us emotionally and mentally to be like, now I know how to maneuver through these type of situations. Now I know what to do in a relationship. Now I know what not to do. And that's all. That's really how you got to look at it too, because it's just like, all right, bet at the end of the day, I'm just learning. At the end of the day, I'm just becoming a better version of myself. So at the end of the day, God put this, the universe, God, however you want to look at it, they put this lesson in front of you for a reason, so that you can come out of this lesson with more knowledge, more wisdom, more resilient, more focus. And another thing I want to add about why it's really dangerous to get too emotionally attached to a woman is because you start getting very controlling. You might not notice it, but not necessarily even controlling, but you start having anxiety about whether or not if she's doing what she's saying, especially if you've been heartbroken before, bro. I've been through it, trust me, where you like, man, is she really doing what she's saying she doing? Or, you know what I mean? Dang, why she always talking to her friends or whatnot? Or, dang, why she said she'd call me right back. What's going on? You just start having anxiety and getting paranoid about some shit. And it's like, bro, till you really emotionally stable and you secure within yourself and you fully love yourself and you just like, it is what it is, don't get into no relationship, because I'm telling you, bro, it will literally feel like a roller coaster. If you know, you know, especially if you're young. Like, if you know, bro. But that's all I got for y'all. Again, this can be a part 2 video for real. I could make a part 2. I might not. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But that's all I got for y'all boys. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Y'all let me share with me any stories of y'all getting emotionally attached to a woman. I might do a story time, man. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to do a story time on some crazy shit. I had some crazy, like, I done been in some shit before. But yeah, that's just for another time. But yeah, until next time, see y'all boys again, man.